guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Kyle.
He's Ben. I'm David. I'm finally taking command of my 1,000 Sons that I painted. He's going to be using his Black Templars. Looking forward to it.
I brought fucking Hellbreaks.
And today we have an enormous battle going on. 8,000 points on a 6x4. It is going to be huge. It's Imperium versus Chaos. We have brought Mortarion. We have brought Magnus. We've also brought Vahl, a champion of some kind, some Emperor dude. Death to the Emperor, to be honest with you. The false Emperor. There is only one.
Emperor who?
Emperor
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Right. We are playing. What mission was it, sir?
I don't really know. It's down here. Information down here. Something.
Yeah. We'll have to find which one it is. It's an onslaught mission.
Onslaught. That's why we've never played an onslaught mission ever.
We never have. So this is going to be
eight
the first.
8 objectives. So
Only 8. Only 8.
I know, only 8.
And there's some that are right on the edge of the map as well, because this is meant to be an 8 foot by 6 foot. I think it's meant to be played on. This is going to be carnage from the get-go. So I hope you guys will enjoy this battle report. So let's go see them armies. So here is my 2,000 points of Death Guard today. Quick overview, because there are 4 armies to get through. We have Mortarion. He is technically my Warlord, but not the Overlord? The Overlord, yeah, the Overlord. That's the right thing. Then we have a Lord of Contagion, a Maleficent Plague Caster, Plague Surgeon, Demon Prince with Wings, Death Shroud Terminators. No, they're Blight Lord Terminators. They're the Death Shroud Terminators. We've got a 5-man unit of Plague Marines with Spewer, 16 Poxwalkers, 10 Poxwalkers, a Bloat Drone with Plague Spears, and then the Plague Burst Crawler, and some Chaos Spawns that have been upgraded, so they have the Nurgle special abilities. Right, with that being said, if you want more details, please go down in the description. You'll find all 4 armies down there. Without further ado, let's go see them 1,000 Sons.
This is my 2,000 points of 1,000 Sons. We've got the Chaos Knight, I believe, making his first appearance on the channel. Ahriman and the Demon Prince. We've got 2 5-man squads of Rubrics, one with a Soul Reaper cannon. 2 10-man squads of Zangors. 2 5-man squads of Scarab Occult Terminators, just standard Combi Bolters and Kopeshes. And, of course, Magnus himself.
So, here's nearly 2,000 points worth of Black Templars, led by Helbrecht, the Master of Sanctity on a bike, and the Emperor's Champion. I've got Sword Brethren, Vanguard Veterans, Assault Intercessors, Regular Intercessors with Assault Bolters, Infiltrators, Assault Terminators, Blade Guard Veterans, and 2 Dreadnoughts. I brought swords to a gunfight.
And finally, the Sisters of Battle. Morvenn Vahl, Paragon Warsuits to aid her. 3 5-man sisters. Repentia with Repentia Superior. Everything's getting a lot brighter all of a sudden. Archiflagellants. A Canoness with the Sacrosancts. Flipping over here, I have 2 Exorcists, an Immolator and a Rhino. And just to point you out, guys, these are not painted, but due to circumstances over Christmas, I couldn't get them done, but the guys are letting me do them. They are going to be in the Immolator, so it's not going to ruin it that much. And last but not least, the Mortifier as well. I think that's everything. See you guys in the deployment. Do we need to talk about secondaries? So me and Ben have gone for Assassination, Aboard the Witch, and No Prisoners. Very offensive, but if we hit hard, hopefully we get rewarded. And then Jimmy and David have gone for Assassination and No Prisoners as well, but raised the banners high. They've got the durability to hold them banners for a very, very long time, so hopefully it pays off for them as well. Wowie, wowie, wow. And the table is set. So, as we come across the Imperium side, a lot of clusters are going on. Helbrecht down here with his 2 bodyguards. Morvenn Vahl, as you've just seen, is over there in the corner with the mass of Imperium. And going over here, the Canoness and the Blade Guard are hiding down here. Just over here, sneaky infiltrators are infiltrating the middle of the board. And going over here, look how menacing this line is. Terminators, Zangors, Marines, the two primarchs holding hands who are skipping over the battlefield, and we keep going over to the knight, and all the imprints also skipping, holding hands together, and over there, Marines and Potswalkers holding that objective. How we're doing it with this game, all the CPs together. So me and Ben start on 11 CP, Jimmy and David start on 14, and we get one per turn like usual. How we're going to do it is everyone can use each other's CP pool. So if Jimmy wants to use all the 14, as long as David's fine with it, he can do. Also, something we've decided regards to in-game rules, debuffing is allowed, so the Death Guard, basically -1 toughness on us, works for 1,000 Suns, but buffing spells and buffing auras only work on your own faction, because that'd be pretty intense if not, because Potswalkers could have a 4-up invuln from psychic powers from 1,000 Suns, etc, etc. Final little bit, roll off. We're going to roll 2 dice each, two per team, and then add the number. So we'll get his dice and we'll be right back, guys. Right. Good luck, guys. Good luck, good luck. Good luck, obviously. Not biased, I promise. Right. Are we all going at the same time?
You can do.
Go on, 3. Oh, that's a good start. That's
That's 12.
hey,
I'll let us down.
12, baby. Looks like the Imperium is taking first turn. End of movement and command phase for the Imperium. The Holy Crusade, as we should be really renamed. From my side, Morvenn Vahl has put rerolling Aura in Goodness onto the Paragon Warsuits. Not sure it's going to really benefit, but it could possibly do in Overwatch and all that stuff down the line. The Rhino has bombed up to Objective 2. And then going over here, I've just kind of played pretty cagey, but brought these guys out of the, the exits out of the terrain so they can shoot. The Immolator has bombed up, making sure he's just within 24 of Mortarion, but not too far out from shooting. And these guys, Blade Guard staying put still.
The Blade Guard just moved up to the edge of that.
Brilliant. And then the Sisters are shuffled round just a little bit closer to potentially shoot stuff if they get close enough, and holding on that objective. Helbret has put his do you have a...
He's got Chapter Master rerolls, and he's put it on the Dreadnought with the Heavy Plasma. The Dreadnought with the Heavy Plasma has also done Wisdom of the Ancients for reroll 1s to wound. The Chaplain gave the Vanguard Vets +1 attack and mortal wounds on 6s to wound.
Marvellous stuff indeed. I think that's everything. There's a lot of stuff on the board currently, so it's going to be quite intense for the next few turns. Fingers crossed. How we're going to do it, obviously Psychic is null and void. Just on top of the Psychic thing, my Sacred Rites for the Sisters is the one where I can ignore Psychic powers on 5. I feel like it's possibly more important. And your vows are...
My vow is... It's... hang on. Uphold the honour of the Emperor, I think.
Ooh, got it in the one.
Should have marked the page. It is uphold the honour of the Emperor, so all my models get a 5-up invuln. They've all got mini transhuman, so they can't be wounded on any better than a 3-up. And the passion, which is the downside, means I don't gain the benefits of cover. The Sword Brethren, who are in the frontier, are an exception to this rule because they ignore the passion.
They love it. So that is housekeeping from the Imperium side. So we have 5 invulns and 5+ denies across the board. I think it's possibly a very, very needed thing. So, without further ado, let's get into that shooting phase.
First up, shooting, the Exorcist has put its heavy bolter into the Terminators, causing no damage. It's now about to fire its big missiles into Mortarion. So, sir, if you'd like to roll.
Hammer shots for 6. Thank you, Ben. So force to hit. That's a very good roll. So dropping 3, and then
First wound.
Yeah. 3 wounds. At your even, sir.
Yep, 4 opinions. Failed 2. Damage, sir.
Oh, that fucking bastard boring miracle dice. So re-roll 2.
Yeah, come for me. Yeah.
I'll re-roll that 2 for 4. So
9 5-ups. Requiring 7 5-ups because of the -1. Oh, not good.
6 damage.
6 damage off of Mortarion. Immolator's heavy bolters went into the Terminators as well, causing no damage. Now his multi-melters are going into Mortarion.
force to hit again.
It's 3.
3. I nearly said it was 2 because I'm thinking it's the other way around. 4s again. Just the one this time.
Just the one. Requiring that 4 up in them.
Yes.
Fail. Shall I burn a reroll here?
Yeah.
Go well. Oh,
Yes.
God.
Not in half range though, is it?
No.
So it's just d6 for 4, down to 3. So see if you can.
Requiring 5-ups. Pass 2 of them, just 1 damage.
Fair enough.
Exis missiles going into the big old knight. So here we go.
Are you doing runs, the rotation thing?
How much? What AP are they?
I think 2, and then damage d6 each. You've
Yeah.
got other stuff shooting into them, so.
I'm gonna attack it with a 4 damage plasma annihilator.
Oh, decisions.
Yeah, I'll leave it for now.
Okay.
I'll do it on the plasma.
How many shots? 3. Hitting on 3s though. 2 hits, and then it is force to wound, I'm assuming. 2 wounds at 5-ups.
Yep. Loves it.
Oh dear.
Very good, Davis.
Overview of the shooting phase. Not a lot really went down other than the Dreadnought taking 6 wounds off the big geezer down there. Bolt of Fire killed 4 Poxwalkers down here, and Ben managed to whittle down a unit of Rubric Marines. I do believe one guy is left, thank you very much, Ben. Unfortunately, morale is not a thing for the Dust People, so we shall move on. Morvenn Vahl shot her weapons into various targets, Mortarion and the spawns. Taking a wound off the spawns, but Mortarion managed to boss that, which is a little bit unfortunate from our side. And that is really it for the shooting phase. Charges isn't going to go ahead because we're too far out. So, no secondaries scored because it's all that killing. But we did get some no prisoner points to tally up when we finish this turn. And primaries we are holding, possibly holding. Yeah. Sorry.
They are within
Yeah.
3.
So we're holding 3 still. No, apologies. We're holding 4 because that's Rhino, baby. But we shall see what chaos has to bring.
So this is the movement phase of the chaos, the combined forces of both Nurgle and Tzeentch together, ready to kill this Imperium swines. Just quick one. A lot of the Death Guard has advanced. Might not look like they have because I rolled really low. So 1s and 2s, I think the 6 was my highest on a Plague Surgeon up in this top corner. We are raising the banners on Objective 4, on the objective underneath here, and the objective here as well. Now we're going to pick out a few things in the psychic phase, so we'll try and bring you the best stuff. The rest of it we will do off camera. Then we'll move into what will probably be a really quick shooting phase, and then we are close enough for some cheeky combats. So we'll see you in the psychic phase. So starting over here for the psychic phase, we had 2 smites go into this rhino, causing only 2 wounds. Wasn't great. He has been buffed up thanks to Ahriman. These 2 here have, well, one has been healed, and the other one, we wasted a CP, used a CP to heal him as well. Ahriman has done multiple things. He's removed invuln saves off of these guys. Oh, that was Magnus. A lot of stuff's gone on, guys. Basically, these guys have no invuln and taken at least 1 mortal wound. Mortarion has done nothing. Magnus did quite a lot, throwing mortal wounds out and abilities out and buffering units. And then finally, over here, this unit has -1 to hit on them. Quite a lot went off. We were going to film some of it, and then in the heat and the moments of, well, just trying to actually do all the psychic powers, it's taken about 35 minutes, guys. So yeah, let's quickly move on to the shooting phase. Starting the shooting phase off with these Scarab Occult Terminators, firing everything into these now invulnless geezers. So there we go. Needing 2s because of the spell.
That is quite a lot.
And then wounding on 4s. Whiff.
Oh, I plan to. No. 4s. So.
Terminators now going in. The guys with the 2 lightning claws.
Yeah,
the tanking.
the guy with the lightning claws has got to take the first 2 at least. Yep. He's on 4-ups.
Where we going? Go here, lad.
So he saved 1. So next one. Right, so he's gone.
Cool.
And then the next will go into Thunderhammers, who are saving on 3s. So one of them takes 2 damage.
Cool. Not bad from bare basic stone bolters. Well, not bare basic, are they? They're doom bolters. Shooting phase for the chaos. The shots from here and this unit here went in, killing 2 Terminators. And then we had some more shots from these guys going into the Sword Brethren, killing 1. And Mortarion's Lantern went into this, causing a flat 3. But because it's a Dreadnought, it minuses 1. So it's down to 11 wounds remaining. Oh yeah, and I need to fire these bloat drone into these as well. But for now, we are moving on to the Knight. We are shooting the Stubber into the Terminators, which we'll do off camera. So we will do his big gun first, going into the Dreadnought. So Dave.
D3 shots. Come on. Just the 1. Okay. Strength ridiculous.
It needs to hit.
Oh yeah, need to hit. Yeah, sorry. That's a good point. So, yep,
Hits.
it does hit. 14, strength 14.
2s.
Best at 3s.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You can only have a wound on 3s.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Hang on.
That's a 1 anyway.
You can pause it for a bit. Sorry.
We're going to CP that for a wound.
Wounds.
Minus 4, I think it is. So invuln.
5 up invuln. Nope.
You gonna reroll it?
Might
as well.
It's D6 -1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Decisions.
Do you really think he's worth it?
Decisions, ladies and gentlemen. Coming at you live from
go on.
10 o'clock
Yeah, I'll
news.
reroll it.
Let's do it.
Nope.
Even worse.
Oh dear.
D6.
For what?
Just 1.
The Dreadnought takes 1 wound after all that. Play. The bloated drone now into these units of Marines. So here we go. For a whole 7 shots. Requiring 3s. That is 6, sir.
6 at -1. So the guy with the chainsword. Yeah, he lives. Right, so he's gone. Then we'll go on to the power axe. He dies, and then we'll go on to the Twin Lightning Claws. Oh, so he takes one as well.
Jeez. Who would have thought a bloke drone shooting normal Marines would be more eventful than a knight? To cap off this shooting phase now, the mortar is going into the same target. Here we go, D6. For 1. Lovely jubbly. Hits on 3s. No, it doesn't. Hits on 3s. No, it doesn't. Well, what a way to cap out. These things are absolute garbage. Chuck them in the bin, people. Chuck them in the bin.
You're supposed to park them on an objective.
The bin 'em! Charge phase now. These 2 demon princes. The plan is to get them into this rhino. The knight is going to go into these terminators and hopefully finish them off while they've got no invuln. The spawns are going to run through this building here into the Master of Sanctity, but they do need an 11. And Mortarion is going to go into this one here. So I'm going to roll quickly for this guy, because it's I can't fail. Oh, lovely jubbly. If you'd like to roll for yours, sir. Very good, definitely in. That should be in.
Yeah, need a 5. Yeah.
Yep, he's in.
And then we have the knight going into the Terminators needing a 4.
Come on.
Yep,
easy.
8. And then I will quickly do the spawns going into the Master, needing an 11.
Oh, fuck.
Yes! Now
Dice
jubbly.
gods are with us.
Chaos is the best type of chaos. And then finally, Mortarion into the Dreadnought needing an 8. And I may burn a CP if I need to. I'm definitely going to have to. Can't leave him stood on his own. Here we go. He gets the 8. It's coming in, boys! 3 CP have been burnt here. These guys, 1 for them to make a move to get close towards his knight. Devout push, boys! And then finally, some sort of dirty challenge has gone on over here with the Emperor's Champion.
The Emperor's Champion yells for the Emperor's honour, and Mortarion can only attack the Emperor's Champion.
Dirty. But we are going to start with the Knights going into these Terminators. 4 attacks. Hit on 3s.
Hopefully better than his shooting. Slightly, I guess.
Can only wound on 3s.
Well, he's wounding on 3s then. He's apparently not wounding anything. Jeez, what a waste of points that is. Throw him in the bin!
Oh, yes.
So the Emperor's Champion child, his little baby,
Sweet child of mine.
gets to attack Mortarion first because of some dirty shenanigans.
So, 6 attacks hitting on 3s because I'm swinging with a thrusting strike.
Dirty.
4 hits. Wounding on 4s because I'm strength 8. 1 wound. -4. 3 damage.
4 up. Fails. That would be down to 2 damage. 5 ups.
Cheeky 2 damage.
Cheeky 2 damage. He wanted cheeky 2, he got cheeky 2.
Is that in bracketed?
Might be, yes.
Mortarion back against the Emperor's Champion. 6 attacks hitting on 3s.
Here we go.
Wounding on 3s.
Luckily rerolling. Doesn't do anything with mortal wounds on 6s, does it?
Unfortunately not.
Do you turn off invuln?
No, he does not.
So I need to make some invuln saves. That looks like he's probably squashed. Failed 3.
D3 plus 3.
Oh dear, he's squashed. Well, he did his job. He saved the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought's going to hit back next.
Combats here, all the Terminators went into this knight here, causing several wounds. So it's down to 13. This Master of Sanctity has killed 1 and put 1 down to 2 wounds. And now the Dreadnought is going into Mortarion. Here we go.
5 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Oh no!
Did he get reroll ones for Helbrecht?
Can't benefit from him.
Even I said this.
Wound on 3s. That's a wound.
Oh! I need a dice. So here we go. Needing a 4.
Ooh.
Have I used a reroll in this fight phase? I do not think I have.
Nope.
I think I should take it because I could lose up to 6 wounds here. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the content. He gets it. Yeah, boy! Mortarion lives to tell another tale. And with that, I think that is the combat phase over and done with. So we'll come back for a quick recap. We'll be back in a moment. So, the end of our turn 1. What a turn that was. What a disappointing turn. We should have killed a lot more. This knight is going in the bin. This is going in the bin. In fact, the entire army will be on eBay tonight, so look for it.
That's freaking army!
Exactly, that's why I'm selling it. To fund another army.
I'll give you a tenner now.
Strong offer.
Deal.
Deal?
Deal.
So, I'm going on your army.
So, with that being said, we have scored 3 points on assassination thanks to killing the Emperor's champion. We have got some banners down, so on our next command phase we might be able to score them points as well. And we are on 13 confirmed wounds on no prisoners. So let's go to Imperium turn 2.
Turn 2 for the Imperium. Me and Ben feel like we're in a good place. Regards to Chaos not hitting hard, I feel like we can probably do the damage this turn and really put them on the back foot. Unfortunately, buffering is not affected. It's not going to go in effect because of Mortarion's aura, so there's not a real point talking down here. But Ben's litanies did go off on his vanguards, which ironically I've bombed over here. So over on this side, Anti-Vahl and the Paragon Warsuits have moved over here with the Mortifier just to eye up potential demon princes. The Sisters have moved around so they can shoot, and the Exorcist has moved up to hold objective 6 while being able to aim down at these lovely gigantic models. The Chaplain and the Terminators have dropped out of combat so we can just potentially shoot stuff. The reason why the Chaplain jumped out is so the Dreadnought, hopefully by Bolt of Fire, can kill the spawn and we can obviously charge into Mortarion with the second Dreadnought. Going over here, these unpainted Retributor squads have moved out of the tank and eyeing up potential Magnus with their Melter and the Immolator as well. And then going on this side, all these guys have pushed forward with the Sisters backing them up for a potential counter charge if needed. Yeah, if the Melter goodness goes off, we could be in a really good place. We did score 15 for the primary though. We had held this one because of the Repentia that I've moved up over down there, and then the 3 in our home sort of section. So that is very good indeed. So, as always, we'll do the small arms fire off camera because there's a hell of a lot of it, and we'll come back to you guys with the juicy big guns.
All the small arms fire has gone off, killing a single Marine, and a hell of a lot of shots went into this spawn, which was alive on 1 wound, but then sadly the storm bolters from these 3 ladies took it out. Now their multi-melters are going into this knight. So here we go.
Hitting on... I could do a CP to hit on 2s if you want.
Do it.
Yeah. Right, reroll them because of Vahl. Full house. 4s, rerolling.
Does that not give you +1 to wound as well?
No, just +1. No, that's not that one. It's something different. Right, so far 2 go through. Just the 3.
3 iron shields have been rotated, so looking for falls. Pass
1
2,
down.
1 fail.
1, 3.
If you wish, burn a CP and reroll that, sir.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh dear.
Uh,
D6 damage, sir.
D6 +2.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for 7.
Oh.
There's on 3 wounds remaining. But it is remaining them wounds. So, where else are we
just
going?
real quick one. We'll do bolters and all that good stuff into this section here, and the flamers are going to go into the potswalkers. We'll do this all off camera real quick, and then we'll get into the big heavy weapons and see where we're going to go. But they'll all probably be into these sort of areas down here.
Yes. Right, moving on to the other remaining small arms fire, and then we'll come back for all the big juicy weapons. The Exorcist now has fired into the Demon Prince, doing nothing. It is now firing all its missiles into this 3 wound remaining big boy. The Exorcist has fired its heavy bolters into the Demon Prince, causing no damage. Now his missiles, or her missiles, are going into this 3 wounded knight. Would you like to roll, sir?
3 shots. Just the 1 hit. It's a wound.
4 up.
Loves it.
Lovely jubbly. Retributor's now shooting into Magnus. Hitting on 3s.
So drop 2. Because I'm Ardent Shroud, I'll do the reroll now. It goes off. 7. Wound on 3, he's rolling 1s because the Paladin nearby, and he's out of Mortarian's range. That is 6 invulnerable saves to make on Magnus, please, David.
4 up.
Drop
2 fails.
Seven damage.
Yeah.
2 cherubs have been burned. 1 wing down on Magnus. 4 more shots.
Hit with 3. Reroll that because of the Paladin. 2 more, please, David. Maybe I'll lose another wing.
1 down. D6.
For 3.
Half a wing down. Immolator now into Magnus. Oh, he's regrown a wing.
Okay, 3 hits.
What about your reroll?
Yeah,
Do you want to reroll that or wounds?
Reroll, you might as well reroll
Yeah,
it.
right. So all hit. 3's to
Hang
win.
on.
Hang on.
You bloody reroll!
You have to reroll.
It's all hit! Yay! See, I knew. Who's cheating now? 3 to wounds. 3 wounds.
1 more
One
fail.
So it's half range, so
Needs to be a 6.
I wish I had a thingy now. Do you want me to?
Use the CP.
I'll bear CP. I'll bear CP.
6 up.
Oh, he's on 1 wound remaining. Heavy bolter now. Can it finish off Magnus?
All hit.
No. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm doing the same, don't worry. 1 wound.
Oh!
Right, let's have a little think.
Exorcist is firing everything into Magnus to try and finish this poor boy off.
Right,
So,
how many shots? For 1. That's a good start for you.
this is where you got to reroll.
I'll reroll it, yeah. Hits. Wounds. Do or die.
Do.
Heavy bolters.
Heavy bolter.
Hits with 1. Wounds with
with
1. Do or die.
Do.
Alive on 1 wound. Where's Anti-Vahl going?
Took anti-violent at night.
Yeah.
They need to kill her now.
Anti-Vahl firing her missiles first, I believe.
Yep. Hits with both. Wounds with 1.
Do you not reroll your own wound?
No, it's only combat.
4 up.
4 up.
Fails.
Fails it.
He's used his reroll. 3 up.
5.
Got it.
Does it explode?
Does it explode?
Please don't.
No, I don't believe it does.
Brilliant.
The knight is dead after achieving nothing. It's going in the bin. Yeah. What a turn of shooting so far from the big hitters. We'll see if there's anything left. We might come back in the charge phase. Charge phase. Vahl is going into the Demon Prince. These Space Marines, Demon Prince. These four, the suit and the...
Mortfire.
There we go. It's going into this Demon Prince. We have a Dreadnought going into Mortarion. We have all the troops going into Mortarion. And up at the back, where you can see there, we've got some Arcoflagellants going into the Poxwalkers. And we have these Jump Pack Marines going into Ahriman. And these ladies going in here. It's not looking good for the Chaos. We'll come back after all the charges have been made.
While Ben counts in the background, we are starting the fight phase off with these guys. 4 of them are going on to Ahriman to try and finish off the deed and bagging the 6 points for our secondaries. And 1 guy is going to try and test his luck. They have litanies off, so 6 is our mortal wounds, and they get a +1 attack, and obviously +1 attack for charging as well. And then we shall see. So starting with the 4 on Ahriman.
Right, I'll do the Thunderhammer first.
1.
Because this is the easiest to figure out.
Okay.
4 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 2s. 6s do a mortal wound. That's 2 wounds and a mortal wound.
So, just 1 wound, and then
4 up invulns.
4 up invuln.
Well, that's 4 damage straight through.
So he's down to 1 wound.
Okay, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We'll let Ben count and move back with the dice roll. We've got the dice ready. So hitting on 3.
Hitting on 3s. Not great. Wounding on 4s. Re-rolling because of the lightning claws. 6s do a mortal wound.
He's dead.
So, the Vanguard vets killed Ahriman and left this guy on 1 wound again. So next up, we're doing the Sister Repentia off camera.
Well, it would appear these Marines and these Boxwalkers are dead. And a Demon Prince too. Yep, the suit absolutely laid waste to the poor Demon Prince of Tzeentch. So now we move on to Vahl and her attacks into this Demon Prince. So here we go.
6 attacks, hitting on 2s but re-rolling, and wounded on 3s, re-rolling. Full house. 3s to wound. 6s. So 6s are a mortal wound in addition, so you've lost
3 wounds.
3 wounds there, and you need to roll 6 5-ups. Everyone who fails is damaged 2. Well, 3 because obviously, but the Demon Prince says no.
Oh yeah! So that's 3 down.
So that's 6 damage plus the
3.
mortal wounds. Yeah.
That's 9 damage.
It's 9 damage.
He's
I
dead.
believe he is dead. Does he explode because it's written in crayon? Yes, he does because it was on a 1+. Yes! Well, with the Demon Prince dead and this side totally void now of only a plague drone.
It's like, oh no!
Oh dear. Oh, this is gonna hurt. And now Mortarion has to deal with all of this. Oh dear. Usually I'd interrupt in this case, but the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch was thrown into Mortarion. Full enough rolled a 1, so no mortal wounds were caused. But now the first charging Dreadnought is going to hit him. Here we go.
All hit. Wound on 3s. 4 wounds.
4 wounds. 4 4-ups. 2 go through.
So 6, 11 damage.
Take 2 off, so 9.
9 damage.
9 damage. 9. Feel no pains coming
Enough, he has
right
9 wounds
up.
left.
Yep, if I
You
feel
guess
all these.
it's a 5 basically.
He's alive with 2 wounds remaining. Elbrecht now into Mortarion. He wants to take the honour and glory. Here we go.
1 on 4s. So that's 3 wounds. At minor slots.
4 up in bullets, baby.
Oh, that's 2 damage through.
2 damage through. Here we go. 2 fires required. He is dead. The glory goes to Hellebore. And does he explode? No, he implodes. Oh dear, oh dear. And with that, Mortarion is dead. The knight is dead. Ahriman is dead. Both demon princes are dead. Oh dear.
Wowie, wowie, wow. 39 points scored, plus no prisoners will be tallied up at the end of the game. 12 for Assassinate, 12 for a Boar. As Jimmy said, 2 Demon Princes, Mortarion and Ahriman all down. This side of the board, from mine and Ben's point of view, is very, very, very much in the Imperium's control. Let's not discourage, though. There's a hell of a lot of stuff down here, and there is a lot of Terminators still to basically hit back. So, as much as we are in a very comfortable position, it's still all to play for. So let's move on to Chaos, and their turn 2.
Primaries and secondaries are being abandoned for a game of, well, let's just kill as much as we can. That is the plan going forward. 8th edition is back, baby!
Psychic phase over, and the Scarab Terminators tried to put a invuln on themselves and failed. Magnus put all of his powers into that Dreadnought in front of him, doing a few wounds. These guys put a Glamour of Tzeentch on... No, they didn't. They brought the guy back with Time Flux. And I think that was about the size of it, really, wasn't it? I think these guys did a...
Sword Brethren took a wound.
Yeah, these guys did a couple of wounds on... A wound on the Sword Brethren. What did you get, Jimmy?
The Maleficent Playcaster did nothing because of his -2 thanks to that assassin.
What assassin? There is no assassin.
Doesn't exist.
There's a cheeky assassin.
Somewhere amongst this. Yeah, and obviously on top of that, he perils and lost a wound in the process.
So in this turn, the shooting so far, a couple of Repentia have died to the spears from the Plague Burst Crawler. We are about to film the mortar for that. The Blight Drone on top has killed a couple, killed a single one there, and the Terminators managed to kill one as well. Then we move over to the Sword Brethren, which have lost all but one of their number, thanks to a whole host of shooting. And then over on the right-hand side, we have Arco-Flagellants that were killed by pretty much all the shooting on that side of the board from the Plague Marines. So now we are doing the mortar. I'm burning 1 CP for Disgusting Force, and we are going to fire that into the Assault Intercessors here, because I'm hoping I can mortal wound spill everything and just start, plunking some wounds off.
Due to Ben spreading them out, this guy will be within the range of mortal wounds. The Dreadnought will, Hellbrett and the Sword Brethren and the Immolator as well. So let's see how many shots you get.
Here we go. For 2.
Hitting on 2s, right? So mortal wounds definitely go off because you have to hit.
And then wounding on 3s. Just roll this one. That was a 2. For 6. 1 at -3, sir, on your Assault Marines.
5 up. Nope.
1 goes smush.
You're nearly out of shooting, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, we are out of shooting. So then the mortal wounds that went off before the wound phase, this geezer here. What did they automatically go off?
No, on the 4, yeah.
4. So he did not take a wound. Then we go over to the Dreadnought.
He does.
This does take a wound.
And he does.
Then Hell Brute. No. Brethren of the Sword. Yes. No. And then the Immolator.
Does
No.
not.
Mixed bag that really. A very mediocre shooting phase this turn. Hell of a lot of charges are about to happen though, so we will roll them up
After a mixed bag of shooting, hopefully the charge phase is a bit more successful for these Chaos, I'm going to say scum, but they're really friends in our hearts. So just down here, the Poxwalkers are double charging the Marines and the Arcoflagellants. And that is it from this side. Going into the middle, we have the Death Shroud Terminators. They are going to charge into the... they're going into the Sword Brethren, is that right? And the Immolator.
Yeah.
Magnus, of course, is going for the Dreadnought and these Terminators also. And going over to this side, we are going with these Terminators into these Marines down there. We'll do the rolling off camera. We'll move everything in and we'll get into that glorious, juicy fight phase. Starting the fight phase off, once everything has moved in, we are, of course, going to Magnus. It possibly might be his last stand, so he's going to try and strike down this Dreadnought. 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, winning on 3s. Let's go.
All hits.
Good start so far.
Wounding on 3s. Only 3.
5 ups.
Yep.
Yeah. It's -4, so yeah.
2 saves. So it does
One
2,
goes through. One
so-
goes through.
2 damage and then D3 mortal wounds,
Yep.
which is 1 mortal wound. So it does 3 damage.
Oh,
3 damage off.
3 damage.
6 remaining.
I was hoping for more, but
How good are these scarabs?
The Imperium is burning 2 CP to interrupt with this Dreadnought, trying to take out Magnus. Yeah, he has gone, but we're thinking shutting him down and stopping the rerolls for the Terminators, potentially because they could wipe this Dreadnought out. So, then see what you can do.
5 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, toughness,
7. So it'll
wounded
be
on 2s. 2 wounds.
on his 4-up, he's kept it so far. He does
He
not keep it
did.
this time.
Without, even with command reroll, it is inevitable. Magnus is no more. Most of the combat has been done down here. I am going to quote Ben here. The Terminators tripped over their own feet and managing to not do any damage really to the Vanguards, but retaliation lost 3 to mortal wound output. The Dreadnought also lost 1 wound. And did he kill anything down there?
I don't think he's fought back yet.
Not far back?
The Dreadnought.
Dreadnought
No,
hasn't,
he smacked Magnus, didn't
Oh yeah, he smacked
Oh,
Magnus.
yeah. How could we forget? Over here, Jimmy did the stratagem for the Poxwalkers, so mortal wound outputs, killing a Marine and some Arcoflagellants, but 3 of his own mates dying in the process. And I think that is everything regarding combats, barring the Death Shroud, which are down here. You are electing to do the big blows, if that's right?
Yes, so the champion into the last remaining sword brethren, hitting on 3s because I am cleaving. And wounding on
3s.
3s because I can't wound anymore. So it's 4 at -3, good sir.
4 at -3.
4 at -3, flat 2 damage.
He did.
He is well and
That's
truly
one.
dead.
And then big blow going into the Immolator. So, oh god, I don't get to reroll ones, do I?
No, it's wounds.
Oh no. And then
Roll that one.
it's 3 wounds at -3, sir. So 6 is required.
Saved 1 to go through.
It's 4 damage, sir.
Okay. 4 damage off the Immolator, and the Sword Brethren is no more. I do believe that's all the combat's done. I will pass you over to the Chaos team for a cheeky little recap.
End of our turn 2. Fighting went on across the board. We lost a Primarch, and we only scored 7 points. 5 for the primary, 2 for the banners. We have not achieved assassinate, but we have put quite a few towards no prisoners. But regardless, we will have the Imperium's turn 3. and then we will see what state we're left in. But I think a Chaos defeat is on the cards.
Turn 3 for the Imperium. As you probably can guess, we're in a very good place, but if this turn goes to plan, it could be game, set and match. This side, we have Vahl and her Paragon Warsuits have moved up. The Mortifier right in the corner is holding that objective. The Retributors have moved up to kill that little Rubric Marine that's been around from turn 1. And going down here, the Sisters is anchored down on this objective behind the rock. The Exorcist has moved up just to see potential threats down here if needs be. And coming over this side, we have jumped out of combat with the Arcoflagellants and the Infiltrators so that the Blade Guard and the Sisters can potentially charge, as well as obviously shooting. Hopefully killing these Poxwalkers and then getting into his squishy characters and probably shutting down this side as well. Regards to rerolls, Helbrecht has put it on
The Dreadnought nearest him.
Brilliant. So Dreadnought down here. Morvenn obviously has put it onto Paragon Warsuits, and the Canoness down here gets reroll ones for all these lovely guys down here as
The Assault
well.
Marines have got the buffs, mortal wounds and attacks.
And the litanies from the Chaplain on Bike, as Ben's just said, are all onto them, so they are getting basically mortal wounds and 6s and all that nasty good stuff indeed. Bottle shots are going to go off camera and all them little times fire, and we'll probably come back possibly with bigger shooting, which is probably going to be multi-melters into the tank, the last remaining multiple wounded thing the guys have. Also, just a little note, I am keeping note, but I'm not really telling you guys, so apologies. I've got a 2, a 4 and a 6 on my miracle dice. I got a 4 this battle round and 6 for killing a character in the last game. So yeah, just write it down. Yeah, you know what to do. Wowie, wowie, wow! What a rubbish shooting from both sides. The Exorcists have shot into various targets. The multi-melters as well have shot into the Terminators, only killing 1. The multi-melters down here that are in combat didn't do anything again. Nothing really went well with that. So what we're going to do now, the last bit of shooting is Morvenn, Vahl, and the Paragon Warsuits. The Stormbolters from the Warsuits are going into the Zangor squad down here. The Multi-Melters into the Crawler. Then Vahl, if still standing in the tank, she's going to shoot the heavy missiles into there, and then the upgraded heavy bolter into these remaining ones. If not, if they're outwiped from Stormbolters, it's going into that tank. So, we'll start with Stormbolters. Roll 2 more. And because this is difficult, I'm going to pass you over to Jimmy, and I will roll like a normal person. Rolling.
Hi there, Jimmy now holding the camera. Falls to wound, wasn't it?
Yes. Rerolling.
Oh dear. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Say goodnight, Mr. Zangor.
So that is 9 invuns, sir.
9 whole invuns for these Zangors.
I'll get a different dice.
Look at that teamwork.
1, 2,
Guys,
3,
count.
4. Yep, there's one.
Woohoo! Drop it. 3 to reroll. All hit. I don't know if you're filming this, but all hit. Force to wound. That is 5 go through.
Roll your damage then, sir.
Is it not going to demon save?
Oh yeah, 5 do the same, thank you.
Yeah, cheating.
Alright, so 4
Okay,
go through.
4 go through.
And then the damage. 5, 7, 10, 13.
I think he's got 1 wound remaining. Turns out they have 12 wounds, not 14 like I thought they did. So, with everything being shot. Anti-Vahl is shooting at this poor little drone. 2 shots, sir. We'll actually catch this one on camera without you rolling and talking, sir.
1 dropped.
Good.
1 wound.
Oh no.
Your demon save
How's that?
doesn't
Oh no.
go through. And I'm gonna... Worth it? He'll have 1 wound left. I got the...
Yeah.
Right, I'll burn Miracle Dice for a 6.
Okay.
Goes down to a 5, so he's on 1 wound left. And then I'll get my Anti-Phyllis, whatever we used to call it.
Phyllis.
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 Hits all times.
Met down at market, you know.
Just 1 wound. Do I die?
It's there.
Die. Die!
Oh, my bloated beauty.
After a very successful end of the shooting phase, we are into the charge phase. Down here, we are going to charge everything into the Death Shroud, so Helbrecht gets a chance to fight again. Down here, the Blade Guard are going to charge the Poxwalkers, and the Assassin that's not there, or is it there, is going to try and get a 9-inch charge off against this Psyker down here. And I think that is everything on that side. Over here, I am going to put these 2 into these 2 Terminators again, just so I'm closer to the middle of the board, and I can try and potentially whittle these down in turns 3, 4, and 5.
Chainsaw ladies.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen them because there's scenery, and the chainsaw ladies are pretty much guaranteed to, pardon my French, butt fuck this. Poor little 1,000-son guy. The assassin needs a 9. Let's do this. Yay! He's in there. We are starting with this assassin that's not actually there, but it is there. He's going to try and strike the Plaguecaster, who has 3 wounds remaining. See if he can do the business.
2s. What's your toughness?
5.
5s. 1 wound. No save.
So he's down to 2 wounds remaining. Are you going to intervene?
No, because now he's made his attacks up, but Appa to kill him anyway.
Brilliant. So we will be back with more attacks for you guys at home. Stop the bus. They've burnt the last 2 CP to interrupt with these Terminators. I think from the gathering of conversations, they are splitting their attacks. So 1 normal Terminator and the Sorcerer is going into the...
Master of Sanctity.
Yep, and then the rest are going
The rest are
Dreadnought?
going into the
Assault Intercessors.
Assault Intercessors.
Marvellous. I'll move this over here so we can roll into this dice tray.
First one's against the Master of Sanctity. Yeah, maybe don't put it on there.
Do it. Do it.
Just the 2.
Any bonuses? 4 up in 1.
Lost it.
Marvellous. Next one. Just roll it out here because I feel like that's going to collapse.
That's a lot of 2s.
That one caught, you can reroll that.
Yeah, re-roll 1 more.
Butterfingers.
3.
Minus 1.
5 ups. That one's a 2.
Yeah.
So 1 dead. It's 2 damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 dead.
After the dust has settled, no more is over on this side. Are they all still remaining, the Terminators?
One's gone.
1 has been splattered. And coming over here, all the Poxwalkers have been sliced and diced by the Blade Guard veterans. No surprise there. All the attacks have been done. Actually, more importantly, the Death Shroud levelled up and managed to take off 6 wounds of Helbrecht, which is pretty intense. But we go over here to the Assassin, the Ring of Heroes or Villains. I'm going to try and see if they can hit him on a 6. Where are we starting?
Start with the Playcaster.
Okay,
so
okay.
4 attacks, hitting on 6s. No. So let me just go over to the Plague Surgeon now, who has a Bale Sword. He too has 4 attacks, hitting on 6s. 1 hit. You're toughness 2 now, are you?
No, I start toughness 4.
Oh,
So I'm down to 3.
Cool, that will make me strength 5, so 3s. 1 wound, and
4
minus... Yeah. Fine. And then my Lord, which I definitely know has 6 attacks. Hitting on 6s. 1, and then it'll be 3s.
No, 2s.
Is it strength 8?
Yeah, strength 8. It's like a power fist.
So it is, yeah, strength 8's 2s. You're in them.
4 up in 1.
Fine.
Brilliant. Epic as always. So that is that. All combat's done, shooting and all that nonsense. So we'll come back to you guys in the wrap up. So, due to turn 2, killing some guys in the Chaos's turn, we have maxed out Abort and Assassination. No shock there, just how many characters are on the board and Psychers. So we only scored technically 15 for the primaries this turn with a hell of a bunch of no prisoners. But again, that is at the end of the game. So putting us comfortably on 60 points currently. Moving over to Chaos's turn 3. But
we've come to a conclusion here in the Tabletop War Room studio. Me and Dave have been speaking, and we've decided to call this game a draw. I mean,
that's modest.
We're definitely going to score the points back here. So I think, as the audience at home can tell, this game is definitely going one way, and that is the draw. So yeah, we're definitely going to concede here, guys. There's no point dragging this out longer. So far, behind the scenes, this has taken 7 hours to get this far into the game. We're all flagging here. Not much footage is being taken, so we're deciding we're going to end it there, and we'll see you in the recap. Right, so that is it, guys. A concede from Team Chaos. Because let's face it, we were never going to pull that back after our little trio in the middle were killed. Ahriman was butchered. And well, let's just face it, everything was basically wiped out this side of the board. Well, on this angle of the board. Yeah, final scores. Are you ready to tell the people?
Yes, I am. Me and Ben maxed out at 90 points, quite comfortably as well. And unfortunately for the bad guys, 25. Ouch. Bit of a whitewash regards to points. Like Jimmy just said, regarding the big hitters getting wiped early doors, unfortunately the knight not doing what it should have done. Unfortunately it's a dice game, it sometimes happens like that. Realistically with the knight, probably wasn't the smartest move, but it was cool seeing a knight because all 4 of us agree we've never reversed them or used them, so that was good. But yeah, once you got lost, you lost your Demon Prince on the side, you lost Ahriman, you lost a lot of that, and we were just getting so many points racked up then, it was ridiculous. I suppose regarding a massive game like we're playing, Secondaries, stuff like Assassination is probably a pretty much a given, just how many people have got. But it's safe to say, me and Ben was kind of, I won't say bricking it, but against, Mortarion and Magnus and a Knight, which we don't really know how to deal with it, because let's face it, I would add all the guns, but I am flimsy at the same time, so you could have popped them if it were a flipping thing. Who knows, maybe if you had turn 1, it might be a completely different story.
Yeah, it might have been. Plus, the Knight totally whiffed it shooting. Mortarion, unfortunately, it was a great play from the Emperor's champion to come running out and stop him from taking away a Dreadnought turn 1.
But look at that Dreadnought. That Dreadnought managed to survive till the end and keep the momentum and kept going and going and going. So shutting that down, Emperor Champion could have kept going and going and going, but it's more likely to, take out an Emperor's Champion regards to his wounds than a Dreadnought. But yeah, we had so much more. Like we had obviously the tanks still around. I had loads of sisters at the back here, the Canoness, the Blade Guard vets. We did sort of play how it went. So obviously by turn 3 we didn't have 90 points. We got there by the end of it. But yeah, you got the gist by that. By then it was just going to be a complete whitewash with Imperium just storming the day. But saying that, I think we can all agree, looking around the room, we all had a good game. They're all nodding. I promise you, they are all nodding. I enjoyed it. There you go. Enjoyed it?
I did. And we are looking to go and do this once again. So another 8,000 point matchup. At what point in the year? I do not know. Maybe around Easter or back end of May, maybe. We'll do another 8,000 point. But this time, we've already discussed it, it's going to be the Tyrannid showing up for some biomass. Because I've got the Tyrannids that you see on the channel. Dave has a lot of Tyrannids as well. So that should be good.
I think it really will be good.
And you never know, Needs might have a codex by then as well.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Don't be silly.
It'll be December of next year.
At the rate it's going.
If we're lucky.
Then again, we'll probably have another 5 White Dwarfs with new additional rules in, like the latest Crusher Stampede or what the hell it's called.
I mean, we'll have a few more seasons. That's the date stamps this sort of time frame, but yeah.
Seasons have been announced. Whoop-de-doo.
I know.
More money going out, and there are people online that are in favour of it and other people that are not. I'm hit and miss. I don't really fancy spending 30 quid each time. Unless the books are a tenner. If they're a tenner, then fair enough. I can get behind that.
Yeah,
but it should be a free update.
Maybe
really.
10 years ago.
No, true.
Probably even more than that.
No, it's probably going to be about 50 quid from China or something.
We're waffling.
We're waffling.
But no, really good game. Imperium storming it, and season day, will they be so successful against Tyrannid? Who knows? But I'm sure me and Ben will give it a bloody good go. So yeah, thanks guys. I know you can't see it, but thank you to David and Ben for rocking up and having an absolute boss of the day. And thank you guys for watching. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, if you've made it this far, definitely subscribe. And then at the same time, check out our sponsors at Elysian War Games. They have they've just dropped a new club membership as well for local gamers to get an additional percentage off. So you spend, I think the cheapest one they have is $6.99, and you get an extra 10% off on top of what you're already paying. So quite crazy. Although they are experiencing problems with the website with their pricing. A packet of, I think it was Blade Guard veterans, cost £26,000. So somewhere something's been keyed in wrong. I'm positive by the time you see this, it has been fixed. Yeah, definitely.
Unless that's GW's new pricing strategy.
Probably. We'll just get everybody spending 27 grand on a box of Marines.
Selling your house for a few plastic models.
Here's a new Primaris Lieutenant. It will cost you 10 grand.
That's how they're going to do balance now.
Yeah. So, with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. God knows when that'll be or who it will be, because we've not decided that yet. But either way, we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you later.
Right, be careful not to...
That looks like a rolling train.
It is.
Is it filming?
Yeah, it's
one boy pro already. And speaking more than
I know.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest one?
We kept bringing you into conversation.
Yeah, I did.
I think like it's just a recurring thing.
That's why I want a name tag.
We need to get more t-shirts and get everyone's. Have I got one on my name like that?
Yeah. Is this one on mine?
No, it's upstairs. No. You can wear one of Jimmy's if you want.
I want to wear Jimmy's name.
Yeah. Jimmy Junior.
Right, ready?
Not really, but yeah, go on.
3, 2, 1.
Just real quick on off thingy then. So you've got. I might as well just do it. Hi guys. 4 up in Von.
Yeah, 4 up in Von on these guys.
-1 to hit somewhere over there.
Right, okay.
These haven't shot and that hasn't shot, but we can just. Oh, they haven't shot the pistols either.
They haven't got any pistols.
They don't have any pistols. You really
Told
did.
you.
Goodbye, sweet friends.
And then the last guy.
Oh, didn't even get anything out. Boo.
I used to work in Pitsmore. We had 5 shootings in a fortnight around shot.